Sorry, okay, great. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what we did last week. Then from there, we'll look at areas that we also need to, improve upon. So I'll go ahead to just share my screen now. So I believe you can see my screen right now. Okay, so last week we talked about, yes, the ability to be able to add new members, right? So I can go here, add member. Let me say Munir, Idris. Okay, Idris. Let me see Oladili. So I'll select the department, the matric number to something like this, to. So let's have something like this. I have the gender to be male, the email address to be this, new at yahoo.com. Okay. We have the phone to be 002, industry, right? Graduating set 99, then we can submit. Okay, so once it submits, right? And here is where we can manage all the rating. So I think we refresh from. So now I haven't done that. We can also edit these details this way, right? And we can also delete. So when you want to delete, it will ask, are you sure you want to delete or not? No, right? So we did all of this functionality. So the last part that I want to talk about today is just basically, if I thought there's a need for you for an approval within this application, how do you do that? Now, there are different ways you can actually do approval. You can do approval from Power Automate, and you can also do approval from here. But I think that we should do the Power Automate approval. Now, the beauty of the Power Automate approval is it allows for smart approval. So what do I mean by smart approval is that once you get the mail notification that somebody has raised a profile, so and you need to approve, or maybe you just need to change the status, which I might even prefer we do here. So we need to do change the status from active to inactive to banned, something like that. So I think we should even do it here. So because our approval really might not gel, because if you have like 1,000 people, 1,000 entries, how do you handle all of this quickly? So I think we should just be able to change status of members from this application. So what we're going to be doing is, once I edit as the admin, I want to be able to change the status of this particular member. So what we need to do is we need to create a status column. So let me go to my list. Okay, let me just open my list. Where is it? Let me close this place. So I'll go back to my SharePoint list that we created, which is this, right? SharePoint training lab. Okay, training lab. So let's say, where is it? Wow. Wow, why is it taking this? Okay, I'm trying to get the, okay, SharePoint.com, okay. /site/training laboratory. Okay, so what we're trying to do now is we'll create a status column. Okay, so when we create a status column, we will then go back to our app and do the needful. So let me go to site content. Then I will go to the subsite where it exists, which is this. Okay, I can close this one. Now, this is the list, our members profile, all right? So if I go down here, you see that there's no column as such that exists. So I'll create another column called, so what do we call it? We can say choice, okay? We'll call it choice. So we say, what do we call it? Is it status? Okay, let's just say status, yeah. So the first choice will be active, okay? Second choice will be inactive. And the third choice will be banned, okay? Banned. So I'll save this. So another thing that is coming in my mind is, so if you are banning a particular member, should there not be a reason for that? For perhaps if there's any other person coming on board to see. So let's add a single line of text and put comment. So we'd assume that this person would add a comment to, if perhaps any member is to be banned, there has to be a comment as to why his person is being banned. So here I'll have to refresh my data source, okay? Okay, now I haven't done that. I'll go back. So let's go back to our, this is our, sorry, these are all the members. So let's assume that I need to edit the profile of this person. Okay, so I'll come here, then I'll select this. Okay, I'll go to edit field, then I'll do add field. So the two columns that we created now are the status and comment. So these two, I'll add these two. Okay, so when you scroll down, you see the two of them, status and comment. Okay, status and comment. Now this comment, I'll make it bigger so that I'll make it bigger, say height of 80. Okay, then I'll make it multi-line. So let me preview it so that we'll see. You see that this is the status and this is the comment. Okay, now at this point, I'll make the status field compulsory. So how do I do that? I go to required. Okay, so this is locked. I will have to unlock it by clicking on unlock to change properties. Then I'll do true. Okay, I'll do true. And the moment you do that, you see the asterisk showing here. So you can change the color from blue to red. So okay, now let us preview this. So if I must change any of these, say active, then I'll click save. Okay, I can also say inactive and save. I can also say banned and save. Okay, so for this person, let us say, yes, this person is active. I don't need to put any comment, and I'll save this. Okay, cool. So right, so we can go back here and see that it is the person is actually active. Okay, so let's go back. So I can also include that column on this here, so that I want to see at first glance, I want to see member status. Okay, so it means that I need to adjust these controls here so that I'll make way for that column. Okay, let me sharply do that. Remember, what I'm trying to do is to make way for the active column so that at first glance, this the admin is able to see who is active and who is inactive. Okay. Okay, this is nice. So I will reduce the width of this to, let me say, 100. Yes. Okay. So I'll duplicate this. Okay, this one is too much. Okay. So let me increase the width of this to 80. Not enough, 250. Okay. I'll push it back a bit. Then I'll rename it to status. Status, okay. So I'll copy this and duplicate it also. I think it's too wide, so let me give it 100, width of 100, okay. This is also too wide. 100 is fine. So let me be sure that all of them are aligned. Now we're changing this to status instead of gender. So status dot what dot value. Yes, cool. So you see that this column is actually active, while others are not showing anything. So we can update for others. So for others, we'll put this as active too, submit. Okay, now also for this person, but we'll change this person to inactive. So let's say inactive. Yeah, save. So this last person, this last guy, I want to ban this person. I want to ban this person, banned. Now you would see that this field is actually compulsory for me. It's not compulsory for me, but I need it to be compulsory because you are banning this person. There has to be a reason why you are banning this person. Okay. Now, because another admin might want to see the reason why you did. So what this brings us to the fact now is that for me to ban this person means that if the status selected here is banned, then this compulsory section must be compulsory. This comment must be compulsory. So how do I do that? I'll copy the name of this control, which is data card value 13. Okay. Then I'll come to the comment. I'll go to the required property of this comment, okay, which is locked. I'll have to unlock it. I will unlock it. Then I'll do an if statement. If open bracket, the status on drop down dot status dot value, or let me say, is it dot? I think it's dot selected dot value. Yes, dot selected dot value equals to band. Okay, band. Then it should be true, else false. Okay, look at what I did here. That is, if I select band, then I must compulsorily fill the comment field, else it is not necessary. So let me change this to red. Okay. Now, when I click here you will see that by default, the save button is disabled. Reason being that we have said that if this form has all the rules on the form, if they are not met, then this button should be disabled, But once we meet all the rules on the form, then it should be enabled. So if I put a comment here, he has trespassed, you'll see that this saves become editable as it were, right? So I can click on save. Voila. So you would see right now that we have this banned. So if I need to see the reason why this person was banned, I can easily come here and see it. Okay, I can go back, come for these guys. This active guy, I want to make him inactive. I can do that. If I need to ban this person, you see, then I need to put a comment. Okay, so I can save this. So you see, right? You see now that we have the status banned, active, right? So we have all these. So I think this is sweet, as it were. It's sweet. But one thing that is just coming to my mind that we can also do is, now as the admin, I want to be able to filter based on this status. I want to see, now I should be able to filter based on departments, right? Because we have MECC here. I should also be able to filter based on gender. I should be able to filter based on status. Okay, but I'll do for status, and I'm sure we'll be able to replicate same for department. So how do I do that? So what I would do is I'll reduce the height of this guy so that it comes down a bit. Then all of these ones, all these controls here, I'll group them together so that they can move once. So I'll call it group. I'll call it header. Okay. So once I do that, I can now bring it down. Okay. Now I will insert a drop down. Let's look for a drop down. Yes, this is a drop down. So in this drop down now, I'll have the options within here. So I'll just go to the items property of this drop down. So I'll have options. So the options are the options are active, okay, inactive, and band. Okay, so we have something like this. Now, what I would do is I will filter this gallery. So if you go to if I select the gallery and you go to the items property of this gallery, which you can see items equals to what? Members profile. So what it's doing is actually pulling everybody's profile. But now I want to filter it based on what I select here. Okay. I want to filter it based on whatever I select here. Now there are different ways you can actually achieve this. There's one of collection. There's something we call collection within the Power App. So what the collection allows you to do is to, temporarily store your data in that place, for operational purposes within the app. Then the moment you close your application, all those things are lost. It's just like a temporary storage, just like our RAM on our computer. So I can pull my data from my SharePoint list and put it inside the collection for operations within my application. Then I can also say, okay, let me just filter this straight away. Of course, knowing this drop down, what's the name of this drop down? I'll call it filter by status. This is the name of the drop down. So I'll note it. So I'll now say, yeah, I'll filter this SharePoint list. Say filter, okay, where status dot value. Now, it's status.value because it's a drop down. If you were to be a text field, it would be status.text, okay? Equal to what? The name of the drop down dot selected dot value. Okay, so I'll close the bracket. Now, okay, cool. So I haven't done that. When I play this, you will see that it automatically shows all active accounts. So if I go to inactive, it shows inactive. When I go to banned, it shows banned. 2 people are banned. When I go back to active, it shows all of this, okay? When I go to banned, it shows all of this. When I go to this. Now, there's a case for, so if I want to see everybody, so what do we do in that case? That means we need to have like all, okay? We need to have like all. So we need to have like all, okay? If you check this now, if you select all, nothing shows. So what do we do? In that case, we might then need to do like an if statement. So we say if this drop down dot selected, if the drop down value equals to all, okay, then it should show us members profile. Else, it should show us this. Now let me format this so that you can see it clearly. Now we say if the drop down is all, okay, show us members profile. It's not filtered right now, no filtering. Else, you should do what? Filter by the drop down. So if you come here now, you see that it's showing everybody, right? It's showing all the profiles. So if I select active, it shows only one. If I do inactive, it shows inactive. Then if I select banned, it shows everybody. Okay. So I think that solves that. If I do all, it shows everybody here. If I do inactive, it shows everybody here. If I do this. So I'm sure you can also do same, for department. And so in the case of department, you can even, what you might need to do is just have this, might not filter direct, for department. You have this control for status, you have another control for department, okay? Then you now have a final button that filters for everybody, okay? So let's try that. So I'll duplicate this drop down. Okay? So this will be drop down filter by department. Okay? So I will now go home and okay, I will insert a button, a final button that I'll click on. So I'll say this one will be called filter. This will be called filter. Okay. So all the rules here, I might have to remove all the rules here. Okay. And this is where our collections is highly useful. Now, within here, I would have let me have ECE, CPE, and make. Okay, and make. So so when we click on filter, first thing we need to do, okay, let's copy, or let's see, okay, so as not to make it too complex, I'll come here and say on select of this, I'll say filter, okay, open bracket. So what am I filtering? The members profile, okay, comma, where status dot value, okay, equal to, where's the drop down? The drop down is drop department, no, status dot selected dot value, okay, comma, then also where the department equals to drop filter department dot selected dot value equal to, okay, yeah, so this yes, so this will be the case, right? Okay, members profile equals status dot value equals to this, then where department is equal to, okay, I think department should be department dot value also. Okay, that's great. Okay, where it's equals to this. Okay, now we're just filtering this, but how does it affect the gallery? So what we eventually have to do is to filter, is to collect the outcome of our results in a collection. So what I would do, I would say clear collect. So when you are using a collection, you can do clear collect. So what clear collect does is that each time you run that, it will clear whatever exists within the collection and collect another set of records. That's what clear collect do. So we have members profile. So that's what we'll call the collection. So, and I'll close it here. So look at what we did here. We said clear collect, where this is the name of the collection. This is where it will be stored. Then it filters all of this. So let's play this and see. So let me say I want to see active and I want to see ECE. And I'll filter. Now I've just filtered, but I haven't applied it here. So what I'll do is all of this that I've written, I'll cut it out. Control X. Then I put the name of the collection here. Collection members profile. Okay, so let's play this now. Now we have, let's see inactive, and let's see CP filter. Nothing, let's see active. Let's see EC filter. Okay, so we only have one person who is in EC and who is active, okay? Let's see band EC filter. So you see, but this is showing the wrong thing. So let me check why. This shouldn't be comment. This should be membership number, membership ID. So this one also changed. Why? That's strange. So that's to be first name. This one should be last name. How come this thing changed? Dot last name. Middle name also changed. So I don't know why this did, but obviously because we changed the data source. So I think everything is fine. So you would see that you can search by inactive, meg, filter. Okay. So let me show you the collection itself. So if I go to file, collections, okay, I'll see my collection here, right? So every time that you run that query, it will collect everything here. You see that it's blank right now. It's actually blank because this gallery tool is even blank. So, but if you go to active, right, you filter, or let's say EC, you filter, you see that there's only one record here. So if you go to this place, collections, you would see that there's a record here too, which is the one you have here. Okay. So yeah, so that's how this works. Yes, we're also supposed to consider the all in this, but I'll leave that to us as assignment. So if I want to see all, so what happens? I'm sure it won't run. Yeah, it won't run. So there has to be some if else statement to achieve this, but I'll leave that to us as assignment. Well, so let's take questions. Let's take questions if any. There are also some other scenarios that we can actually look at. So how about if I want to see EC, only EC, and I want to see EC and CPE that are active, I should be able to select CPE and EC, Well, we should also be able to look at that scenario. In that case, it means that we're not going to use a drop down, but a combo box. We're going to use this combo box, right? This combo box, because this allows us to select 1, 2, 3, or 4 as the case may be, okay? And yeah, so you should be able to run your query to actually achieve that. Just look at this, clear collect, look at the way I've written this, right? Filter. So you should be able to, we can take care of the all, right? We can actually do that. Okay, let me take questions before we look at the concluding parts. Let me take questions. Hello. Hello, are people on this call?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any questions or whatsoever?
From my own end.
Okay, so like I said, I'm actually giving us as assignments to also go and do this. So this all we're not taking care of. You see, if you run all, we're not seeing anything. So assignment number 1. Assignment number 2 is that from here, I should be able to select 2 or 3. EC, I want to see everyone who is active and belongs to EC and CP and filter, I want to see such. How do you handle that too? So I give it to us as assignment, okay? And yeah, I think that's all that we have for today. And I guess this is supposed to be the last class. And but if there's need for us to come back to showcase our assignment, what we've done, I'm sure we're going to do that. But yes, the recording will be shared with us for us to go through it again, and then perhaps it will guide you also in doing your own hands-on. Thank you from me, and over back to Engineer Idris Monir. Thank you.